Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I teach you how to improve your level of English. This is a new video in my popular series on English writing essentials. Today I'm going to teach you how to use vocative commas and why they are so important when you are writing in English. So the vocative comma is used when the speaker is addressing a specific person or group of people. So for example, Mom, comma, I need your help. Because this boy is talking to his mom and not about his mom, we have to use a comma to indicate that the speaker is talking to his mom. Vocatives are normally found at the beginning or the end of a sentence. However, they can also be included in the middle of a sentence. So we're going to discuss the 3 rules when we use the vocative comma, with examples of how we use it in each case. Rule number 1, use a comma after a vocative at the start of a sentence. For example, Jay, comma, can we borrow your car? Because we are talking to Jay, we have to use a comma after Jay. Dad, comma, I need $20. Sir, comma, you need to wait in line. Ladies and gentlemen, comma, may I have your attention? In all of these sentences, we are talking to Jay, Dad, Sir, and ladies and gentlemen. So we have to use a comma to indicate that we are talking to this person or groups of people. Rule number 2, use a comma before a vocative at the end of a sentence. For example, it's nice to see you, comma, Dave. Do you understand, comma, students? Please answer the question, comma, Mr. Smith. I love you, comma, honey. Again, in all of these sentences, we are talking to Dave, to the students, to Mr. Smith, or to honey, which is a nickname for the person's loved one. And finally, rule number 3. Use a comma before and after a vocative in the middle of the sentence. For example, what, Luke, do you think? Here you can see we have a comma before the vocative and after the vocative because it's in the middle of the sentence. Now this is less common. It would be more common to say, Luke, what do you think? Or, what do you think, Luke? But sometimes we do use a vocative in the middle of the sentence. And in this case, we have to use a comma before and after. Where, comma, Josh, comma, does your mother live? You, comma, my darling, comma, are an intelligent woman. So why are vocative commas important? The vocative comma is important because it helps identify who you are speaking to without changing the overall meaning of the sentence. So let's look at the difference between I don't know, Dan, versus I don't know, Dan, or let's eat, Grandma, versus let's eat, Grandma. Adding the vocative comma completely changes the meaning of these sentences, and I will show you why and how. So in the first example with the vocative comma, I don't know, Dan. Imagine this here is Dan, and he says to his friend, do you think it will snow this week? The friend says, I don't know, Dan. So he is addressing Dan, and we know that this is Dan because we have the vocative comma. But if we don't have the vocative comma, and we say, I don't know Dan, that would be as if he is saying he doesn't know who Dan is. Do you know Dan? No, I don't know Dan. Now let's look at a very common example and a very important distinction between let's eat, comma, Grandma, and let's eat, Grandma. If we say let's eat, comma, Grandma, okay, that means this boy is saying to his grandma, let's go eat, let's go have dinner. But if we do not use the vocative comma, and he says, let's eat, Grandma, that would be as if he is saying, let's eat, Grandma. Let's literally eat Grandma for dinner. So it is very important that we use the vocative comma to distinguish what exactly it is we are trying to say. So now we're going to do some practice. You have to place vocative commas in the following sentences, if needed. Some of these sentences do not need vocative commas. So remember that we use a vocative comma when we are directly speaking to a person or group of people. If we are talking about a person, we do not need to use a vocative comma. I'm going to read you these sentences and then we will correct them together. Number 1, hey Dave, how are you? Number 2, do you know where the coffee is, Mary? Number 3, Mark, I need to borrow your car tomorrow. Number 4, we understand your concern, Steve, but that is not the point. Number 5, I met John and his wife last night. Number 6, honey, I'm home. Number 7, thanks for your help, Melissa. And finally, number 8, Julie and Fred are coming for dinner tomorrow evening. Okay, so let's correct these together. Number 1, hey Dave, how are you? We need to place a vocative comma after hey. Hey, Dave, how are you? Because Dave is at the end of a sentence and we are talking to Dave, we have to put a vocative comma before Dave. Number 2, do you know where the coffee is? Comma, Mary. Again, we are talking to Mary, so we have to use a vocative comma before Mary. Number 3, Mark, comma, I need to borrow your car tomorrow. We have the vocative at the beginning of the sentence, so we need to put a comma after Mark because we are asking Mark if we can borrow his car. Number 4, we understand your concern, comma, Steve, comma, but that is not the point. Again, here we have a vocative in the middle of the sentence, so we have to place a comma before and after Steve. Number 5 is correct as it is. We do not need to add a vocative comma. I met John and his wife last night. Now the difference between number 5 and number 4 is that in sentence 5, we are talking about John and his wife. We are not talking to John. So we do not need a vocative comma. We only use vocative commas when we are trying to distinguish that we are talking to a person and not about a person. In number 6, we would say, honey, comma, I'm home. We have a vocative at the beginning of a sentence, so we use a comma after honey. Number 7, thanks for your help, comma, Melissa. Again, we have the vocative at the end of the sentence, so we place a comma before Melissa. And finally, number 8, Julie and Fred are coming for dinner tomorrow evening. We do not need a vocative comma because we are not talking to Julie and Fred, we are talking about them. So they are part of a complete sentence. We do not need the vocative commas. So I want you to let me know in the comments section how many you got correct out of 8. If you want more videos to improve your English writing skills, make sure to click on the links in the description below this video to see my other videos on comma usage and my other English writing essentials videos. Thank you guys once again for watching, and make sure to subscribe to Sparkle English for more videos on how to improve your level of English.